time for an APRA request, so I got the reports as well.
Oh, awesome.
I'll be handing them out after we chat. And we'll get into a couple of different things. Lieutenant Ryan Furlong, the Detective Division.
Morning.
Director of Public Safety, Mayor Charles Lombardi. Do I need to do the name, the spelling? Chief Alfredo Ruggiero, Ruggiero. Everybody's good?
All good.
Morning. Yesterday morning, the North Providence Police Department arrested Patrick Pass, age 46, for assault on a man over 60 years of age and causing bodily injury. He was also charged with disorderly conduct. The arrest stemmed from an investigation that was alerted to us on Friday, August 30th, by the victim, who had stated that on Wednesday, August 28th, while he was at Planet Fitness working out here in North Providence on Middle Spring Avenue, got into a verbal confrontation with Mr. Pass, which then escalated where Mr. Pass shoved the 82-year-old victim to the ground. The victim received injuries and sustained injuries to his lower back. He took himself to the hospital. He has documentation of his injuries, which he presented to us. And once we gathered all our information is when we drafted up the warrant and we effected the arrest yesterday. Mr. Pass was taken to court yesterday afternoon, and he was released on $10,000 personal recognizance, issued a non-domestic no contact order with the victim, and he has a pre-arraignment conference date of January 8th, 2025. Any questions?
Yes. Are we able to see the surveillance video?
Not as of yet. We're going to probably go through the APRA request for that. We're going to hold off a little bit on that because it's coming from a private business. We don't have any body-worn camera. Again, the incident took place on Wednesday the 28th at the facility. The victim came in Friday the 30th. The contact we first had with Mr. Pass was here during the arrest, so we don't have any body-worn camera for that. So we're going to redact and make sure we have the permissions from the facility to release that. And of course, there's other patrons in the gym that we need to blur out.
Pass surrendered himself here?
He did. Mr. Pass is a town resident. We gave him the courtesy to come to the station, which he did under his own accord. I believe it was within 40 minutes of our phone call. And we, again, once he came, he was processed, taken to court, and then released.
Is there any identification of the victim at this point?
I believe one of the news agencies have already had an interview with him, but I'm going to hold off out of respect to the family on identifying the victim. He is a North Providence resident.
Is the alleged victim pressing charges at this time?
Yes.
Any work between the North Providence Police and Planet Fitness to provide more safety protocols for patrons at this point, given this incident?
I mean, we believe, as does Planet Fitness, this was an isolated incident. Again, it was over a piece of workout equipment, exercise equipment, that we observed. Mr. Pass was on, so to speak, in the vicinity of. The victim came over to use that piece of equipment. He started wiping it down, and that's when the verbal confrontation began, which escalated to Mr. Pass pushing the victim to the floor.
Is that reflected on the surveillance video?
It is.
Chief, sorry, I just came in. Are we going to be able to see the video?
As stated, John, welcome.
Yeah.
We're holding off on that right now due to the fact that it wasn't part of our body-worn camera. It was part of Planet Fitness, so we're working through what we have to get the permission from the facility themselves and through the AG's office. But at some point, it will be available. Yes.
Okay. And have you yourself seen the video?
We have. Yes.
Okay. And his family supporters, they're pushing back hard. you say if someone looked at it, it's very clear what happened?
It is. Again, the victim, you can visibly see he's got either rags or paper towels. He starts wiping the machine down. I believe the victim thought the machine was vacant, meaning he was able to use it. Mr. Pass was in the vicinity of the machine, and that's when the verbal confrontation began, and that's when Mr. Pass shoved the victim down to the ground.
Chief, are there witnesses that back up the account, or does the video tell the full story?
The video tells a full story. Later in the video, one of the workers from Planet Fitness comes into frame. She de-escalates the situation, and both the victim and Mr. Pass kind of continue on with their workout.
Mayor, I noticed you were nodding. I get the impression, Mayor Lombardi, you've seen the video?
I have.
Could you step up to the podium? If just, layman's terms, can you describe what you saw in the video?
I think once everyone views the video, it speaks for itself as to the arrest.
I would imagine, this is not something the town or the police want to be involved in, but at the same token, you have an 82-year-old man that seemingly was assaulted by someone he didn't know at the Planet Fitness.
This, in my opinion, is just an embarrassing incident that happened here in the town of North Providence. That could happen anywhere. But our job, Chief Ruggiero's job and this police department's job, is to make sure that we protect those that deserve protection.
Colonel, is there sound on the video?
There is not any audible sound that we can hear. There is background noise from the facility itself, but there is not. If you're asking, can we pick up what the verbal conversation was, we cannot, no.
And sir, we had heard someone said that the alleged victim or the son of the alleged victim might have been a police officer and wanted us to ask about that. Do you know anything about that? Is that something you can confirm?
I believe the victim's son is a police officer here in the state of Rhode Island, yes.
And does that have any play to do with us having this news conference here today, or?
It does not.
Okay.
What agency?
I'm going to withhold on that question, just for the privacy of the family.
Chief, do you know, has his membership been revoked at Planet Fitness?
Lieutenant, do you have an answer on
Mr.
that?
Pass.
Mr. Pass? You have a question?
From what the article that I read stated, Planet Fitness indicated they did revoke his membership, but they did not identify him.
Is that something that falls under the guidelines of Planet Fitness? Meaning, if you're a member, you have to adhere to certain policies. It sounds like clearly one of those was violated.
You'd have to refer to Planet Fitness and in regards to their policies on that.
Has there been any other instances of either blatant assault or even just verbal assault that the facility has told the police about recently?
So if I'm hearing your question correctly, has there been any other type of incidents inside of Planet Fitness?
Correct.
There have not. We've responded for different calls in the parking lot, mostly accidents, and I believe there was a larceny of a tablet in the facility parking lot itself. But as far as any type of confrontations inside of the facility, we have not.
Chief, can you touch on the interaction of when the arrest yesterday? His wife seemed to mention on social media that North Providence Police, she felt very professional, but was he invited to come in? Did he have legal representation? Was he caught off guard?
So again, Mr. Pass, being a resident of the town, we afforded him the courtesy and the opportunity to turn himself in, which he did. I believe it was within about 40 minutes of our initial phone call that Mr. Pass came to the station to be processed. From there, we took him to court where he was arraigned.
This happened back in late August. I believe he's been out of the country. Did that delay the arrest?
We were not aware that he was out of the country. Again, the actual incident took place on Wednesday, August 28th. We were alerted by the victim Friday, August 30th, and that's when we began our investigation. We needed to wait for medical records from the victim to come in, surveillance from Planet Fitness to come in, so it took us that time to get our records straight.
And you mentioned the employee of Planet Fitness de-escalated the situation. You don't hear it, but you see it. Is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
And then did the employee then escort Mr. Pass out, or how does the video end, so to speak?
The video ends with Mr. Pass continuing in the vicinity where the incident took place and the victim going to a different section of the gym, and the employee went off frame, I would guess probably back to the front desk of the facility.
And Chief, you've been involved with various cases. If you were, say, a ref in a football game, is this even close, or is it, if someone sees the video, is it very clear what happened?
It is. It's unfortunate. You know, again, without hearing what was actually said, it's unfortunate that it rose to the level that it did, and you know, it's unfortunate. And I would like to say that Mr. Pass has been a great provider to the town of North Providence. He has given his time to youth football for many years. He has participated in different events throughout town, fill a trunk with the turkeys during Thanksgiving, Christmas time. So it's you know, unfortunate that the incident took place.
I just have one final question. Could you just touch on how does this affect the case that the victim's 82 years old?
Again, Mr. Pass is being charged with assaulting a person 60 years of older, so that rises to the level of a felony, and again, the victim being 82 years old.
You mentioned that there were medical records that needed to be obtained from the victim. Was there any other bodily injury that occurred?
He had bruising and lower back pain.
Is there anything that we haven't asked that you think is important for us to know or to take away from this matter, this case?
I believe we covered it all.
Mike?
John, you had come a few minutes late. Instead of the process of APRA for the reports,
Yep.
we have the initial incident report, which is when the victim came in on the 30th of August, which is on your left, and then the arrest report, which is going to be on your right of what took place yesterday. And again, this was just to help out everyone with going through the APRA request and getting overran with requests for that.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
We could take it on our way out.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Sir, can we get the
Yes.
spelling of your first and last name as well as your title?
Yes, it's Lieutenant Ryan, R-Y-A-N, Furlong, F-U-R-L-O-N-G.
Yeah, so the incident is going to be on your left, the arrest is on your right. Again, the incident is just a rundown of victim came in, alerted us on Friday the 30th that this is what took place, and then the actual arrest report is Mr. Pass was contacted, came to headquarters to turn himself in, transported to court, and has a new court date of January 8th of 2025.
Until then, he's going to be in public and not arrested.
Correct. He cannot contact the a non-domestic no contact order is in place with the victim. All right. Thank you all very much.
We can ask for the video.
That's an actual form, sir, that you need to fill out.
I appreciate it. This is legally.
Sorry.
I'll fill it.